let me teach you how to solve a system of equations using TI84 plus CE. So here is our system. You have y equals to x minus 9, and then the second equation is x squared minus 6x minus 27 plus y squared equals to 0. So let's take a step back. If you use decimal, everything is super easy because all you have to do is you type y equals to x minus 9, and then the second line you can just type the whole thing, x squared minus 6x minus 27 plus y squared equals to 0. They will show you two graphs, and then all you have to do is you just use your mouse to use the cursor to tap at the intersection, and then there you go, that is the answer. But when you do this in a TI84 plus EE, by the way, why do we have to study TI84 plus when we have a decimal? The reason is you cannot bring your tablet, your phones, your computer to exams. That's why. On the exams, you might get like graphing problem where you are asked to use TI84 plus to do the work. So what makes the TI84 plus difficult? Take a look at the first screen right over here. So the first screen, do you see that in TI84 plus, any TI graphing calculator, they will give you y equal. They don't give you space to type whatever you want. They set this y equal. They set the y equal in the calculator. So that means when you have equations like that, you have to rewrite that as y in terms of x. You have to put y itself on one side. But in some cases, that is impossible to be done. You cannot put y on one side in some cases when the equation is difficult in a higher degree equation. So this one is doable. So we have y on one side, and then I move all the other terms to the left hand side. So since this is a square, I will take square root on both sides and then add the plus or minus. By the way, when do we use a plus or minus? When this degree is even. Second degree, fourth degree, sixth degree, eighth degree, so on and so forth. When the degree is even, you have to use a plus or minus. Now, when you input this to your TI graphing calculator, so first of all, you press y equal. So you press y equal, they will show you the first screen. Make sure you scroll all the way down. Make sure there are no other equations in there. Otherwise, your graph will look really funny. Okay, so the first line, I input y equals to x minus 9, and then the second line, I input a plus square root, and then the third line, I input a minus. So one for plus, one for minus, because you cannot input plus or minus in your graphing calculator, and that's why I select this problem. And then once your equations is ready, hit the window key. And then here is the recommended window. Of course, you can use any windows you want, but this is what I use a lot. So if I am not able to see the entire function, I will adjust my Y window. So you have the X, negative X, the positive X, and then the XSCL, that is the scale. So that is the step of each grid. And then same thing for the Y. Okay, so once your window is ready, hit the graph, and then the calculator will graph that for you. So you will see that this is a positive. They are all color coded. So this is the positive square root, this is the negative square root, and then this is the blue straight line. So what we are looking for is we see that there are two intersections, one over here and then one over there. So one over here and then one over there. I need to find out the coordinate of those two intersections. So to do so, you have to go to second, you press the second key, and then you press the trace key. So second trace, and then you will have to select number 5, which is intersect. You have to find the intersection. So once you click 5, it brings you back to the menu. So now they are asking you for the first curve. So the cursor is on the straight line. Do you see that? The cursor is on the straight line. And then what are we looking for exactly? We are looking for this intersection. So what you need to do in the following few steps is you want to place the cursor on the left hand side of the intersection, and then place the cursor on the right hand side of the intersection, and then let the calculator calculate the intersection for you. So this cursor is on the left hand side, and then all you have to do is you press enter. And once you press enter, the cursor will move to a different place. So, and then you will move the cursor to the right hand side. Usually you place the cursor on a different curve. place that on the right hand side. So that is the second curve. So they ask for the second curve, place that on the right hand side, and then you click calculate, and then they ask for guess. So what is guess mean? Guess means you have a mark on the left, a mark on the right. You are asking the calculator, hey, between the left and right, can you find the nearest intersection for me? The calculator will just do the job and then report that here is the intersection when x is equals to 3, y is equals to -6. So that is your first intersection. And then to find the next intersection, you will have to go to second trace again, and then this time you also select number 5, intersect, and then the first curve, I will place the cursor on the left hand side, so here is the intersection. I will place one cursor over there, and then the second curve, I will place the cursor over here. And then you ask the calculator to guess. So once you, I didn't show you the guess menu. So once the cursor is on the left side, you press enter, put the cursor on the left hand side. Hey, how do you put the cursor on the left and right? You use the arrow to go to move the cursor left and right, up and down. Place the cursor on the right hand side, and then you click the end. Once they show this guess, I didn't include the guess menu. Once they show the guess, and then just click enter one more time. So the guess is shows you one on the left, one on the right. So once you click enter again, they will find the intersection for you. So what makes this problem interesting? So when you place the cursor on the left and right, sometimes the calculator will report an error. So don't freak out when you see an error. Just go back and try again. So just keep trying until they show you what the intersection is. Sometimes they will just say, okay, this is an error. We are not able to find the intersection. So don't be scared. Just go back to second trace again, and then try it at a different place. Use up and down, left and right, move the cursor. Place one on the left, paste one on the right, and then the calculator will find the nearest intersection for me. So do you see what I did? I put one right here, one right there. It's not really one on the left and one on the right, because as you move to the right, you will go out of the window. So I will just put one on the curve, and then one on the straight line, and then ask the calculator, hey, find the nearest intersection for me. And then I got mine. X is equals to 9, y is equals to 0. You can try to place the cursor on a different curve. They might report an error. Don't be afraid. Just do this again. Try different position. I am sure you will be able to get your intersection. And then there is one other error. The other error is the syntax error. Hey, for the minus, I'm not sure how good your calculator skill is. There is a minus key. Plus, minus, multiply, and divide. The longer bar is the minus key. The negative key is in a parenthesis. The negative key is right next to the decimal key. I think it's right next to the enter key. The negative is in parentheses. Be aware of that. Okay, so let's move on to the next example. The next system that I have is x plus y equals to 0, and then x to the third minus 5x minus y equals to 0. So we have y equals to negative x. Remember, this is a graphing calculator. You cannot just, on a decimal, you can just type the whole thing, but on a TI84 plus, you have to write y in terms of x. So y in terms of x. The other one, I will just move the y to the other side, and then on the other side, I have x to the third minus 5x. Go to y equal, plot both. Remember, the minus and the negative, they are not the same. Okay, so negative is in a parenthesis. That is right next to the decimal key, all the way on the bottom line. Is right next to, is close to the, I think it's the decimal key and the enter key. That is where the negative is. Minus is just a minus. So if you get a syntax error, you might mix up the minus and the negative. All right, so input the function, go to the window. Oh, before you graph, make sure that you check all the lines. There are no other function in there. Otherwise, your graph will either be an error or will be very funny. Go to the window, that is my recommended window, and then you hit the graph key. You see the negative x in a straight line, and then the third degree in a curve. I will just go to second and trace, find the intersection, and then place the first mark right here, and then move my cursor, place the next mark right over here. And then I ask the calculator, hey, find the nearest intersection for me. And it turns out that the nearest intersection is at -2, 2. And then I go to second trace again. So and then the next step is find the intersection in the origin. So one mark over here, and then one mark over there, and then find the intersection, and then the intersection is there at the origin, 0, 0. And then last but not least, second trace again, find the third intersection. So one mark on the left, and then one mark on the right. Do you see that this is not really the right hand side? It looks like the first mark and the second mark, they are at the same x value. It's not really the left hand side and the right hand side. Just place the two marks close to the intersection, and then the calculator can find the intersection for you. All right, that is the end of this video. If you like the way I teach TI84 plus graphing calculator, give this video a thumbs up, give my channel a subscribe. Trust me, it is worthwhile coming back to visit more math content. As always, I will meet you all in the next video. Signing out.